Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ielts Insider. Today's live stream, we are going to be looking at using synonyms to enhance your Ielts vocabulary range. So we're going to kind of talk about, first of all, what are synonyms. We'll be looking at some common adjectives. I have chosen 5 commonly used adjectives, and we're going to look at some synonyms of those adjectives. We will have a short test at the end and some homework as well. So that's what we'll be doing in today's lesson. Please remember to like the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not already. For those that are watching this video later, not during the live stream, if you've got any questions or you want to participate with some of the activities, you can write them in the YouTube comments and I will respond to them as quickly as possible. So my name is James. We are broadcasting live on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Please get involved with the live stream by writing some messages in the chat for this video. I'll answer as many questions as I can during today's lesson. So before we get started, we've got a lot of comments coming in already. So who is here today? Layla is here. Hi, Layla. And Layla is saying, how are you doing? I am doing very, very well, Layla. The weather in the UK just now is fantastic. So I've been outside enjoying the sun. I actually got a little bit of sunburn, you may see on my face. So I'm doing very, very well. Kavinu is here. Hello, Kavinu. I hope you are well. Okay, before you fix the problem, I wasn't able to send a message as I'm a child. Yes, Kavino, I know you are, I think, 12 years old. So sorry, but I did fix the problem. I don't know why it automatically made the video not available for kids, but it's all fixed now. And Kavino is saying hi to everyone. And Layla, we've got a friendly group. Anna Maria is here saying hello, guys. Hello, Anna Maria. Excellent, Kavino. You just completed your homework and read one storybook as well. What was the storybook? Can you tell us a little bit about it in the chat, Kavino? That would be nice to know which book you were reading. Layla's saying hello to Anna, and we're all saying hello. I can hear and see you. Excellent, Layla. Always very important to know when a live stream is happening that you can hear me and see me clearly. Thank you, Kavino, for giving that message as well. Lavanya is here today. Greetings, James. What about you? I hope you are doing well. Yes, I'm doing very, very well, Lavanya. Thank you very much for asking. It's the most important to study synonyms. In my case, I have a lack of vocabulary, so that will be very helpful. Yeah, so today, Layla, I've just taken 5 common words that I've noticed people using a lot in the homework that we've been doing on the channel, and I'm trying to give some options with those words today. I will be doing a second synonyms lesson probably on Sunday, because when I planned this lesson, I had originally planned to use 10 words and give 10 groups of synonyms. But then when I looked at the amount of vocabulary for one lesson, it just seemed too much. So I'm going to split that into two parts. So I think today, with those 5 words, we're going to learn maybe another 40 or 50 words that can be synonyms of those words. I think that would be enough for one lesson, because it's very difficult sometimes to take in large numbers of vocabulary in one go. So I will save the other words for another lesson as well. So you can look forward to that in the coming weeks, Layla. Thank you very much, Kavino, and thank you to everyone as well who has been supporting the channel. It really means a lot to Robin and I with the tremendous support we have been getting from all of you. So thank you, Kavino. Hello, Kumar. I hope you are well today. And the UK is super hot, right? Yes, Mirnwati. It is, especially down in London, south of England, it's up to about 40 degrees, which is very, very unusual for the UK. Up in Scotland, just now is about 25 to 30 degrees, which for me is perfect weather. However, some people think it's a little bit too hot. Yeah. Um, Good to see you as well, Anna Maria. And okay, very good. So the problem is fixed just now. Yeah, it's roasting. Excellent word here. So rather than saying something like it is very hot, you've used a synonym, which is great, Mirnawati. That is what we're going to be looking at today. So rather than just saying it is hot, it is roasting, giving you that's an excellent word to use to describe how hot it is. Very, very nice. Separate the symptoms into two parts. Okay, yes, the synonyms. Yeah, so that's why I thought I would do this. So rather than having like 100 words in one lesson, we're going to split the lesson into two parts, so we'll have less words in each part. Now, some of these synonyms that we look at today, you probably know them, and some of them you probably don't. So again, this is all about trying to extend your vocabulary range and what they call in the Ielts test your lexical resource. And I think learning synonyms is an easy way to do this because you already have an idea of what that word means. So generally, it's easier to remember those words rather than just brand new words. Yeah, London has that. I agree. It is super hot in London just now. Very unusual temperature. Now, London usually gets quite hot in the summer, usually 30 to 32 degrees, but just now 40 degrees is yeah, that's way higher than the normal temperature in London. So great, guys, to catch up with some of the comments. We are going to go on with today's lesson. And to start with this, we want to look at the scoring criteria in speaking and writing. Well, writing, we don't have pronunciation. This is the speaking criteria that has fluency and coherence, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy, and pronunciation. The writing criteria also includes lexical resource and grammatical range and accuracy. So the thing that we are concentrating on today is this part of the scoring, lexical resource. And that just basically means how much vocabulary you know and how much vocabulary you can use when you are writing or speaking. So if you have got a very limited vocabulary, you're going to repeat a lot of the words over and over again. That's not so good in the IELTS speaking or writing tests because they want to see that you can use a wide array of vocabulary. So, synonyms are a good way to increase your word collection. And as I said before, because you already know the meaning of the word, it's a lot easier to remember than remembering brand new vocabulary. So learning synonyms is a great way to enhance your word collection. So we've talked a lot about synonyms. So what is a synonym? I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with this word, but a lot of you might never have heard this word before. So a synonym or synonyms are words or expressions of the same language that have the same or nearly the same meaning. So, a lot of words in English. For example, to express the word happy, we've got maybe 20 other words that we can use that express the same thing or nearly the same thing. Maybe some of the synonyms might have a stronger meaning, but they are almost the same. So that's basically what we mean by a synonym. Another word to use as a substitute or an alternative. And the meaning is very similar or exactly the same. So, why should you learn synonyms? Well, if you continually use the same words in your speech, you will lose points on the IELTS test. And as I mentioned before, it is an easier way to learn new vocabulary than just learning brand new words. So let's get started and look at 5 very common words and some of their synonyms. Now, today's words are all going to be adjectives. Adjectives are describing words. And we use adjectives to describe things or people or places, so nouns. So, for example, the boy is tall. Tall is the adjective here, and it is describing a noun, the boy. So, the boy is the noun. So, that's what we mean here. My friend is funny. Funny is an adjective, and we're using it to describe the person, my friend. Summer is hot. So, hot is the adjective, and we're using that to describe the thing, in this case, a season. So, summer is hot. So, that's basically what we mean by adjectives. And they're so important when we are describing things. In the IELTS speaking and writing test, part of those tests are your ability to talk about things in detail and describe them as much as you can. So you're going to have to use adjectives to do that. So increasing your range of words to use can make your speech sound more varied and more natural. So let's think about the 5 adjectives we are going to look at today are quite simple, but very, very commonly used in speech and when we are writing. So these words today are good, bad, big, small, and beautiful. So we use these words to describe a number of different things. So, what we're going to do is start with the first word, good. And I've given an example sentence just now. I am reading a good book just now. So, here we've got our adjective good. Now, what I want us to do first is I want you to think, what words could we use to replace good in this sentence and we don't change the meaning at all. So I want you to write some of your answers in the chat. And yeah, just think of a word you can use to replace good and it doesn't change the meaning of the sentence. So you can do that just now. While I'm waiting for some of your answers, I will look at some of the previous comments. Do you think when we know a variety of vocabulary synonyms, that would be the key? Yeah, I don't think it's the only thing we need to learn, Layla, but it is very, very helpful if we have a large bank of vocabulary that we can use and we are familiar with. It can certainly help to express your thoughts more clearly than if your vocabulary is smaller. So yeah, it does help. I don't know if it would be the key, but it would certainly be one of the most important things to learn more vocabulary. The summer is warmy. Um, the summer is warm. We wouldn't put the Y on the end here, Kavinu. So the summer is warm. Yes. Warm and hot would be synonyms of each other. They have a similar meaning. So yeah, the summer is warm. Lavanya, increasing heat of around 40. I saw in the news. Oh, there was a fire accident in a UK street. Now, I didn't see that in the news yesterday, Lavanya. That's some good information. I hope everybody is okay. I know there's been a lot of fires throughout Europe, in Portugal and Spain and in France, but I wasn't aware of the fire in the UK. So I'll read up about that after today's live stream. Interesting. Okay, and catching. Now, I'm not sure about catching here. Certainly interesting. And if we were using interesting, Anna Maria, we would change the to on. I'm reading an interesting book just now. Catching, I don't think we could use that as a synonym. A catching book. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I am reading an excellent book just now. Very good, Layla. Again, we would change to on. A great book, a fantastic book just now. Very, very good. Mrs. Dippy and her amazing inventions book. Excellent, Kavina. I'm not familiar with that book, but it's got an amazing title, Mrs. Dippy and her amazing inventions. It sounds very similar to some of the titles of Roald Dahl books I used to read when I was younger. And that was funny and fantastic. Good use of adjectives to describe the book, Kavinu. I am reading a great book just now. Excellent. I am reading a better book. Now, we wouldn't use better here, Kavinu, because better we would be only using if we are comparing two things. So this book is better than this book. So we're not comparing two things. So we wouldn't use better, but we could use amazing or great. Very nice. Wonderful, marvelous, excellent. Good. So you've got a lot of nice synonyms here already. Now, I have given some synonyms. I've got great, pleasant, agreeable, pleasurable. Then I have another group, excellent, wonderful, marvelous, splendid, superb. And then I've got another group, first rate, top notch. Now, here is a question for everybody. Why have I put these synonyms? Now, remember, they are all synonyms of the word good, but I have put them into three groups here. Why have I done this? Can anybody in the comments or in the chat tell me why I have put these into 3 groups? And we've got some other comments. Nice, good. What is something that traps you? Okay. In Portugal, yep. Perfect, pleasant, okay. Incredible, so there's good. So I thought it's a comparison. Now, Cavino, a comparison is when we have 2 things. In this case, we were only talking about one thing, a good book. We weren't comparing things. Okay, so has anybody thought why I have 3 groups here? Group 1, group 2, and group 3. Third group has 2 words. Yes, Anna Maria, that is correct. They do have 2 words. However, that is not why I have grouped them in a slightly different place. And Cavino, to classify them, yes, I am classifying them in 3 groups. But what is that classification? Because they have level vocabulary. I think you are getting very close here, Mirnawati. Anna Maria's second group are super good things. Yep, we're getting very close now, Anna Maria. So the reason I've done this is great, pleasant, agreeable, pleasurable. They're all quite similar to the word good in meaning. Almost the same in meaning. However, excellent, wonderful, marvelous, splendid, and superb all give a much stronger meaning. So just like very good or really good. So these ones have a much stronger meaning when we're doing this. And this third group, if something is first rate, top notch, it's like saying it is the best. So, oh, the book I'm reading just now is first rate. It means it's amazing. And there's another word we could have added in here, amazing. So, yeah, with synonyms, this is an important thing to remember is that we can use words that have a very similar meaning, or we can use words that have a stronger meaning as well. Because when we're describing something, good is a nice word to use, but if we're describing something that we really love, maybe good is not strong enough. So we want to use words like excellent, wonderful, marvelous, splendid, superb. They give you the listener a much clearer feeling of your description and how much you like this thing. Similar with these words if we're using first rate and top notch. Depends on the strength of the meaning. Very good, Layla. And somewhat slangs. I wouldn't say this is slang. It's certainly, yeah. No, I wouldn't say slang, Cavino, but maybe less commonly used vocabulary, using first rate or top notch. But I wouldn't say exactly slang, but I understand what why you're thinking that. So Cavino, the book was actually top notch. Yeah, yeah, I think that's a great way to follow up from what you had said before. You had said it was fantastic. So that book was actually top notch. So you're thinking it is one of the best books. So that's a great use of the synonym top notch. Well done, Cavino. And thank you for doing that, Cavino, because that's the next thing you are going to do. So I want everybody to try and use some of these synonyms. Now, I think it would probably be a better idea today if there are some of these words that you are unfamiliar with, try to use them in a sentence. So, for example, if you already know the word wonderful, don't use that one. But if you've never heard of splendid before or superb, try to use them in some sentences. So I'll give everybody maybe a minute or two to write some sentences in the chat. You can describe anything that you want at all, but try to use some of these words, either great, pleasant, agreeable, pleasurable, excellent, wonderful, marvelous, splendid, superb, first rate, and top notch. So just like Cavino did here, that book was actually top notch. He has used one of the words from today to describe the book that he is reading. So, if everybody could try and write some sentences, you could be describing anything. It could be a book, it could be the meal that you ate yesterday, it could be your favorite place to visit, it could be your favorite person, movies. You can describe anything. Oh, okay, I'll come to your comment in a minute, Layla. That looks very, very nice. So Cavino has said the illustration of that book is from Angie Sage and has been written by Tony Mitten. Very good information. Layla's comment, the IELTS class that James teaches is splendid. I learn a lot of information. Excellent use of the word splendid. Perfect grammatical sentence as well, Layla. Very good. Anna Maria is describing the Tour de France. Racers in the Tour of France are top notch. So be careful with the spelling here, Anna Maria. Top notch is Notch. Top notch. And I agree with you. These guys are ultimate athletes. They really are top notch. They are the best in the world at their sport. So very good use of the word top notch. Just be careful with the spelling. Mirnawati is saying, when I went to the park yesterday, I came across a wonderful flower. Okay, this is a nice expression as well. I came across, meaning I noticed or I bumped into a wonderful flower. I would maybe put in the word. Now, this sentence is fine, Mirnawati, but I would maybe add one other word just to kind of expand a little bit. I came across a wonderful looking flower, I think would be nice as well. But yeah, great sentence there. James is a super teacher who can explain difficult grammar in English. Well, thank you very much, Layla. James's accent is so pleasant. It's always great to hear him. Thank you very much, Anna Maria. And what's interesting here is Anna Maria has used a modifier in front of her adjective, which is great as well. So we can use words like so, very, or really. Also, that's another way to make those words a little bit stronger. So yeah, this is good. Perfect sentence here. Yeah, we've got super. We could also use the other word as well, Layla, which is superb, by adding the B at the end. But super is also okay. Super is a good adjective to use there. Okay, guys, I think we got some great sentences. We're trying to use some of these synonyms. So I think we will move on to our next group. And the next group of words is they're all synonyms of the word bad. So the weather is bad today. So, what words can you think of to replace bad in this sentence? So, there are a lot of words we can use instead of bad. Think about some of them and you can write them in the chat. And then again, after that, we will look at some words that I have chosen that I think are some good synonyms of bad. So, Layla said, when I went to buy some stuff in the department store, I saw, oh, now we're going to change. You've used top notch perfectly. Don't worry about that. But because we've got shoes here, we have a plural. We cannot use a. So we would have to change a to some. So I saw some top-notch shoes. So because shoes, we cannot use a. Remember, a is used for single things. Shoes is a plural. We would have to change that there. But great use of the word top-notch. We've got the weather is terrible today. The weather is horrible today. Horrible, boring, dark, grey, blue. I think now boring, um, I don't really think boring could be a synonym of bad. Sometimes they may mean similar things, but the thing with being boring is what I think is boring, other people might think is interesting. So for me, boring is bad, but for the other person, the boring thing is good. So I don't think this is a direct synonym for bad, but horrible, dark, grey, blue, excellent, very good. Unfortunate, yep, that could be a synonym for bad. I think in this case, it probably wouldn't work for this sentence, but in some other ways it could work. Horrible, terrible, miserable, boring, loathsome. Loathsome's a very good word. Again, I think boring is not a direct synonym. That would have to depend on the people's point of view. Poor, very good. Unpleasant, excellent. We're taking the word pleasant, adding un to give us our negative. And Lavagna's saying terrible, awful, very good. Mirnawati, poor, nasty, horrible, excellent. And I would add in, Layla, some. I saw some top-notch shoes. Awful and unpleasant. Good. So I think you guys have got most of the ones that I had as well. Again, I've put them into groups. So substandard, poor, unsatisfactory, unacceptable, kind of very similar meaning. Then we have some stronger meaning words: dreadful, awful, terrible, disgraceful, miserable, diabolical. And then I've got another kind of word similar to the top notch. We could say third rate. If something is third rate, oh, so let's say I'm describing a movie. Oh, the movie wasn't so good. There was really some third rate acting in it. So I'm describing the movie as being third rate, very, very poor, not so good. So again, we've got our similar words. We have our stronger meaning words. And then we have this one just meaning really, really bad. So let's try to do the same thing again. I would like you to try and use some of these synonyms, make some sentences using them, describing anything that you want. And again, try to use the words that are maybe new to you today. If you already know some of the words, that's great. If you don't know some of the words, I think those are the ones that you should try to use in your sentences. So I'll give you a few minutes to do this. Um, what have we got here? Yeah, awful and unpleasant. Okay. Unwelcome. I'm not sure that would be a direct synonym of bad, Layla. Unwelcome. Yeah, I don't think that in some cases it could describe um yeah, some unwelcome weather. Yeah, I think in some cases we could use this as a synonym of bad. Yeah. But that is one that I think would not be universal. You would have to think about the situation that you were talking about. Um, Dangerous is not a direct synonym of bad, although if something is dangerous, it could be bad. I don't think we could use those interchangeably. We could not just replace bad with dangerous in a sentence without changing the meaning. So I'll give you an example of that, Lavanya. The weather is bad today. Well, that maybe means a little bit of rain or it's too hot or something. The weather is dangerous today. It is suggesting that there is some sort of problem. It could be a hurricane or there's a tornado or something really, really serious. So, although sometimes we may be able to use dangerous and bad together, they are not always interchangeable in sentences. Um, Cavino, I ate some food at the restaurant today. They were oh, that's a very, very good word, rancid. So, because I would just change it, they to it, and were to was. So, it was absolutely rancid. We're talking about food here. It's a singular item. So, it was absolutely rancid. And so, rancid is like the opposite of the word delicious if we're describing food. Delicious, very good. Rancid, very, very bad. Good word there. Third rate. Okay, very nice. I think they are difficult to pronounce. Um, Yesterday I went to the so I would change this. Yesterday I saw a movie and it was substandard. So yesterday I saw a movie and it was substandard. So remember, or I watched a substandard movie. So remember, these adjectives here have to be linked to a noun in your sentence. So that's where the grammar part would come in. So you didn't watch a substandard. So another way we could say this, I went to the cinema and watched a substandard movie. So we always want to use that adjective to describe the noun. So Layla, you were saying some of them are difficult to pronounce. So let's just go through and I'll do each one individually and see if that helps with some of the pronunciation. So we've got substandard, poor, unsatisfactory, unacceptable, dreadful, awful, terrible, disgraceful, miserable, diabolical, third rate. So if you're having some problem with the pronunciation, Layla, you can go back and watch the video later and maybe practice some of that pronunciation. After getting an unacceptable IELTS band score, she looks miserable. Very good. Very good. Negative people are unacceptable for me. Okay, excellent. So, yeah, that's somebody who's really bad. You don't want to have them in your life. When I was a kid, I had a third-rate teacher. Excellent use of the grammar in this sentence. And obviously, you did not think your teacher was very good. A third-rate teacher, really, really poor. Excellent. My new neighbor is dreadful. I can't bear his noise. Excellent vocabulary here, Layla. I can't bear means I hate. Yeah, that's a great sentence. His eyes look diabolical. They really scared me. Yeah, good. So again, diabolical, really, really bad. Yesterday I watched a substandard movie. Perfect sentence there, Layla. It might be thunder and showering, then we can use dangerous. Yeah. So if the weather is very serious where it could cause harm to people, like a big storm, high winds, things like that, then we could say the weather is dangerous. I will put some amazing phrasal words into the group, which I wrote last week. Okay. I think here we want to use the word verbs, phrasal verbs. Okay. But we've used a nice word, amazing, here. Okay, guys. Good practice there. We're going to move on to our next word, which is big. And this is a word that we use all the time to describe a variety of different things. So, my sentence here, I don't like to eat big meals. So, I don't like a lot of food on my plate. I like kind of a small amount of food when I am eating. So, I don't like to eat big meals. So, we're going to think of some words to replace big in this sentence. See which words you can think of. And again, some of these words could have a similar meaning, some can have a stronger meaning as well. So while you are thinking and typing your words, I will have a look at some of these other comments. She didn't study. So here we've got a problem with the grammar, Layla. So because we are using the past tense with didn't, study would stay in the present simple tense. So she didn't study well for IELTS. Therefore, the result of her test was unsatisfactory. Excellent question. Great use of therefore. Great use of unsatisfactory. Only small thing, we change studied to study. She didn't study well for IELTS. Okay, we've got some words coming in. Huge, excellent, massive, huge, large, major, very good, large, massive, huge, large. Now, again, Kavinu, bigger and larger are not possible to have as direct synonyms. These are comparative adjectives. So again, bigger and larger, we would only use in sentences where we are comparing two things. So we wouldn't be using it in this sentence. But we've got massive, very good word here. Yes, she didn't study, Layla. Big, great can also be a synonym of big. Very good. Enormous, good. Huge, large. Oh, very nice, Mirnawati. Immense, another great word for big. So again, I have put in some synonyms here. This time we've got similar meanings and then the stronger meanings as well. And a lot of time with the word big, it depends on what we are actually describing. So we've got large, sizable, ample, great. Tall is a synonym of big, but this is only used to talk about height, how high something is. So it is a synonym of big, but can only be used when we're describing height. Now we have some other words that are used here to describe a much stronger meaning. We've got enormous, huge, gigantic, vast, colossal, astronomical. So all of these are much stronger words than big, and when we use them to describe something, we are giving a stronger feeling of that description. Layla is saying, what about significant? Yep, significant can be used as a synonym of big as well. Yep, so a big amount or a significant amount. Yep, that can work here. Crucial. I think crucial could be used in some cases, Lavanya. Um, Again, that would be, let me think about this. So in this case, we couldn't use it, but there could be some situations where crucial could be used, but I wouldn't think it would be very common, Lavanya. So yeah, it would really depend on the situation. Giant, excellent, Cavino. We could also use giant. That would be a good word to use. So again, if we change this one, I don't like to eat huge meals. I don't like to eat large meals. I don't like to eat enormous meals. We can use a lot of them. So, same again, everyone. I will give you 1 or 2 minutes and you can try to write some of your sentences using these synonyms of big in the chat. Okay, so now this is interesting. Now, Anna Maria, you haven't used an adjective here. You have gone a stage further and you have used an adverb because you're describing the verb now, increasing. So, excellent sentence. Food prices are increasing astronomically last. Okay. So, I would maybe change this to increased. Food prices increased astronomically last year. Um, Also, we could use the word something like food prices are astronomical now. But I think that's really good that you've tried to use the adverb rather than the adjective. So that's like a stage further, Anna Maria. But for this one, food prices have in, or maybe, sorry, food prices increased astronomically last year, I think would be good. Cavino, she often says lies. She's not truthful, trustworthy. Okay, so I don't know if that is related to big. So she often tells lies. She is not truthful, trustworthy. Yeah, I think both of those would be good in that sentence, Cavino. Cavino, you could use each one. My uncle's house is kind of sizable. Yeah, so it's a big house. Good. Grand Canyon is so vast. And I would just add the before that. The Canyon is so vast. Very good. And vast is a great way to describe land. So a big amount of land. So things like the Sahara Desert is vast. The Grand Canyon is vast. Yep. Very good sentence again. One of the immense animals in the rainforest is elephant. So I would maybe change the word order here, Mirnawati. So I would say elephants are one of the immense animals in the rainforest. Are elephants in the rainforest? But anyway, so elephants are one of the immense animals in the rainforest. So just change the word order around, but yep, good use of the word immense. This computer is pretty much enormous. Now, when we're using these stronger words, we don't really need to modify them because they are already strong words. So I would take away pretty much and just use this computer is enormous. That would be much better. You can look at that massive amount over there. Yep, very good. You're welcome, Anna Maria. When I have a large meal, I get a stomach ache immediately. It's terrible. Excellent, Layla. So we're using one to describe big and then one to describe bad. So you've got two of these synonyms in your sentence. Excellent. Yes, Anna Maria, the Grand Canyon. We always describe it using the at the beginning. No, that's not correct. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. Sorry, Kavinu, I misunderstood. So, where was your sentence? Yeah, these are synonyms: truthful and trustworthy. Yeah, synonyms there. And Layla, Saudi Arabia is a gigantic country compared to some countries. Yes, it is. And in our test later, we're going to look at that a little bit with countries. Never say sorry. Okay, I will not say sorry then, Kavina. All right. Okay, let's move on to our next word, which is small. So, mice are small animals. What can we replace small with in this sentence? So, let's have a look here. Small. What are some synonyms? Oh, this is a very good sentence, Mirnawati. She is a pretty girl because of her enormous blue eyes. Really nice sentence. The universal is colossal. It's impossible. We have life only on Earth. Excellent sentence. Yep, it is colossal. Very good. Layla is saying tiny. Anna Maria saying tiny. Mirnawati is saying little. Very good. And Layla saying little. All of those are great synonyms for the word small. Does anyone else have any answers they want to give here? Now, I think there are less synonyms of small than there are of big. Humble. Now, humble actually is quite a different meaning from small. There are a few small areas where they may cross over in meaning, but it's not a direct synonym of small. So we couldn't use them interchangeably. Kavinu has said tiny, little. Slight and slim. Okay, this is good. So these are synonyms, but these are used. We're talking about people's build when we're doing this. So, for example, just like tall was used for big to describe height, when we use slight or slim, they are synonyms of small, but when we're talking about somebody's build. So somebody is slight or slim, it means they're very thin. So, yep, this is a synonym, but be careful when we are using that one. Poor, I think, again, this is not a direct synonym of small. It could cross over in some areas, but yeah. Minor, very good. Minor is a synonym of small. Minimum. Now, if we just take away the mum and have mini, yes, mini would be good. Minimum here, yeah, I don't think we would have it as a synonym, but mini, yes. I did an experiment on microorganisms yesterday. They were so tiny. Kavinu, that is a fantastic sentence you've got here. Yeah, microorganisms, they were so tiny. Excellent. Oh, here's a word, diminutive. Excellent, Mirnawati. And I think, as you said, there are not enough synonyms of small. So yeah, let's have a look, Layla, at the ones that I have chosen. So there's not that many. There are more than this, but I just kind of chose, again, the ones that are very similar. Little, diminutive, undersized. So they've got a very similar meaning. A much stronger meaning, minute, tiny, miniature, minuscule. I think these would be stronger words to describe. We could also have those other words like short as well. Mini could be one, minor as well. But yeah, there certainly isn't as many synonyms of small as there is for big. But yeah, there's still some here. Little, diminutive, undersized, very similar meaning. Minute, tiny, miniature, minuscule, all with a stronger meaning. So just like Kavinu has done here with his sentence using tiny, what sentences can you think of here? So Kavinu's again, I did an experiment on microorganisms yesterday. They were so tiny. Very, very good. So everyone, let's write your sentences in the chat and see how you can use these words. Oh, this is excellent. I love, now for here, I would take the S away, Anna Maria. I love miniature figures. They are cute and so tiny. Very, very nice. So we've actually used the word miniature to describe the figures. So that's great. And then you're describing your in more detail by telling me they're cute and tiny. Very, very nice. There are actually no much similar words of small and large. Well, yeah, we've got some words. There are more words out there, Kavinu, but I've just decided to choose these ones. But yeah, there's certainly less words, synonyms of small than there are for large or big. Stars look minuscule in the sky, like little grains of sand. Excellent use of the word minuscule here. So yeah, when we look at these stars, they're just tiny, tiny little dots in the sky. They are minuscule. Very, very good use of that word there, Anna Maria. Stars look minuscule in the sky, like little grains of sand. And also, this is a very nice use here where we're using a simile in your writing. Always a good thing to do when we're comparing things, to say it is like something. That's what we call a simile. And when I walked in the forest a few days ago, I saw a diminutive cottage there. Very good. Very nice use of that word, diminutive. Okay, we're going to move on to the last word today. And this one is a little bit different from the other ones. The final word we're going to look at today is beautiful. And beautiful is a good word because it can describe many different things. We can describe food, places, we can describe people. There are so many things that we can describe with the word beautiful. And it's something that comes up a lot in the IELTS test when you are talking about food, places that you have traveled to, people in your family. This is a word that we could use a lot. So it's useful to know some synonyms for this word. So I've looked here. Paris is a beautiful city. So let's look at the sentence. What can we replace beautiful with? So while you are doing this, I will look at some of the other answers. So Mirnawati has said, when I went traveling in Europe, I bought some miniature sculptures. Very good. So they are small, very small. They are miniature. Layla has said, I fed a okay, I would change the word order here. Tiny should come before stray. So I fed a tiny stray kitten on the street. Very good. I fed a tiny stray kitten on the street. All right, so we've got some synonyms coming in. Lovely, good. Pretty interesting and nice. Now, I think interesting, I don't think we could use this as a direct synonym. Interesting can be about how something looks. Beautiful is always about how something looks. Sometimes it could be about people's inner personality as well. But yeah, so I don't think this would be a direct synonym. Interesting. Nice. Yep. I think we could use pretty. Very good. Pleasant. Yep. Amazing. So amazing. So amazing is, again, it's linked. But amazing can mean a lot more things rather than looks. Whereas beautiful is mostly about how something looks. Amazing can be about so many more things, about the feel of the city, the people in the city. It could be about more. So it is I think it's a synonym, but it's not directly. We cannot interchange beautiful and amazing in this sentence and have exactly the same meaning. Similar with wonderful, incredible, fabulous, marvelous. I think spectacular, yes. Spectacular, I think we could. But again, wonderful, incredible, fabulous, and marvelous, they're more synonyms of good. So they're not only talking about the looks of the place. So I don't think these ones are direct synonyms. They are similar in some ways, but they're not directly looking at how a place looks. Spectacular, I think we could use in here. Paradise is an example for beautiful. Paradise is not an adjective, so it could not be a synonym of beautiful. Yeah, but we could say paradise is beautiful because paradise is a noun. So we couldn't use as a synonym, but we could use paradise is beautiful or paradise is a beautiful place. Layla, attractive, very good. Paris is unattractive city. Again, with wonderful, incredible, they're not direct synonyms because they're not talking about how the things looks. Breathtaking, I think we could use in here Anna Maria. Charming, Yep. Gorgeous, lovely, pretty, excellent, Lavanya. These are three great ones we could use in here. Delightful, very good. Lovely and sweet. Yeah, I think we could use them. A handsome city. Now, this is a good example here. It's just something that we would never use. And I can't give you an answer why we use beautiful, but we would never use handsome to describe a city. So yeah, this is something we wouldn't use to describe in this sentence, but handsome is definitely a synonym of beautiful. Yeah. But we do have to be careful where we use handsome. And I'll come on to that in a minute, Layla. I went to visit an attractful place. So here I would use attractive rather than attractful. So I went to visit an attractive place in Sri Lanka 2 years ago. Beautifully and beautiful, which is better? Well, sorry, Abdullahi, they are different types of words. Beautiful is an adjective. We use that to describe a noun. Beautifully is an adverb. We use that to describe a verb. So I'll give you an example here. Paris is a beautiful city. The adjective is being used to describe the noun, the place. However, she plays the piano beautifully. So here I'm describing how she plays. I'm describing the verb. She plays the piano beautifully. So beautifully is an adverb. We use that to describe a verb. Beautiful is a noun. We use that to beautiful is an adjective. We use that to describe a noun. Okay, very good there, Cavino. James is a handsome guy. Oh, he is an excellent teacher. Okay, thank you very much, Layla. So we've got two uses of our adjectives from today. Enchanting, lovely word here. Enchanting. Okay, so yeah, this is interesting, Layla. City is kind of something like a female. That would make sense in a lot of languages like French or German or Greek, any languages that use masculine and feminine. But in English, we don't really we don't have any sort of masculine and feminine words. So I don't know the reason, Layla, but it could be something to do with this. But yeah, in English, we don't really have male and female words. Yeah. But I do think people talk about countries with she as well. So it may have something to do with that. Okay, so I've given you some synonyms here. We've got pretty, lovely, handsome, attractive, gorgeous, exquisite, stunning, glorious, heavenly. So again, these would be a little bit stronger. These ones have all got quite a similar meaning to beautiful. When we're describing people, usually we would use beautiful to describe women and handsome to describe men. I don't know why this is, but it's one of the rules of English. We use handsome to describe men, use beautiful to describe women. Um, yeah, I don't know why. But instead of being confused by handsome and beautiful, the word attractive means the same thing. So if we're describing a man, we could say he is attractive. If we're describing a woman, she is attractive. So yeah, handsome and beautiful are the ones that we would separate with men and women. The other ones, not really. Actually, gorgeous as well, we would usually only use for women. Stronger words, exquisite, stunning, glorious, heavenly are all words that we could use. So again, I would like you to try to make some sentences. using these synonyms while we are doing this. Yeah. So Kavina, beautifully, nicely, truthfully are adverbs. All of those are adverbs. So usually we'll see adverbs having ly endings. So nice is the adjective, nicely is the adverb. So when we have ly endings on an adjective, those would be the adverb. Adorable and cute. Adorable and cute have they're synonyms. Yeah, we can use this cat is adorable. This cat is cute. Yeah, they could have the same meaning, not separate meanings there. B, I'm not sure what you mean there. Okay, you're welcome, Kavinu. My hometown has many attractive tourist places. Excellent, Mirnawati. An enchanting mountain spans that area. That is some great writing. And so we can see how this is so much better than saying, my hometown has many beautiful tourist places. A beautiful mountain spans that area. So rather than using just the same word twice, you've used attractive, enchanting, so much better, increasing that vocabulary range. That's fantastic, Mirnawati. She looks an attractive girl when she wears that exquisite dress. Okay, so I would just say she looks attractive when she wears that exquisite dress. So I don't think we need girl here because we've already got she and she, so we know we're talking about a girl. So I would just say she looks attractive when she wears that exquisite dress. Excellent, Layla. So much description in here. We're describing the girl, we're describing the dress. Very nice. The bride's dress is always gorgeous everywhere. Okay, so yeah, that's a great way to describe a wedding dress. Gorgeous, really good. However, I have seen some wedding dresses that are maybe not gorgeous, but yeah, I think this is a good sentence. Switzerland landscapes are exquisite and heavenly. Very good. Now, only one thing here. When we are using the adjective for the country Switzerland, we would use Swiss. So SWISS. So just like when we are using America, American, France, French, Colombia, Colombian, we would do Switzerland, Swiss. So Swiss landscapes are exquisite and heavenly. Sunsets are gorgeous and stunning. Excellent here. Hardly and hardship. Well, again, hardship is a noun. So I am experiencing hardship just now. Means I'm having a bad time. Hardly, well, hardly is a kind of modifier. I hardly ever study. So yeah, complete difference in meaning there. Abdullahi. Women's makeup is always attractive to others. Very good, Lavanya. And yeah, very good, Anna Maria. So we could say Switzerland's landscapes, or we could use Swiss landscapes. So both of them would be fine, Anna Maria. Yep. So this would be fine now. Switzerland's landscapes are exquisite and heavenly. So yeah, that would also be possible. Okay, some excellent sentences. So what we're going to do next is quickly look at some sentences with blank spaces. I want you to fill in the blanks by typing your answers in the chat. However, you cannot use the words good, bad, big, small, or beautiful. You must use one of the synonyms from today to fill in the blanks in these sentences. So, if we look here, when we're writing our answers, just write, for example, number 1, huge. So his hands are huge. If you're answering number 2, you could write number 2 and then give your answer for that. So 5 sentences here. Can you fill in the blank spaces with one of the synonyms from today's lesson? So everyone, let's go. All right. For number 1, Anna Maria is saying his hands are tiny. Very, very good. Somebody's got very, very small hands. Layla is saying his hands are large. Excellent. Another good way to describe. The views in Bali are marvelous. Very, very good, Anna Maria. The views in Bali are stunning. Okay. What other ones can we have for these 5 sentences? Mirnawati is saying his hands are massive. Excellent. Okay, Abdullahi, I love beautiful, attractive women, but I am not a handsome boy. Okay. Um, Wonderful. The views in Bali are wonderful. And then awful. Is that for number 3? Maybe? Which number was that for, Layla? So we have to put the number before it so we can see what we're talking about. So we had wonderful. Criminals are bad people. Now, Lavanya, I did tell you, you cannot use good, bad, big, small, or beautiful. So criminals are bad people. We cannot allow that. We're not allowed to use that word. Avengers is a great movie. Very good. And Mirnawati, Avengers is a first-rate movie. Okay. Okay, Anna Maria. Number 4, this answer is impossible. Exquisite. And it's not because the adjective is wrong. It's a grammar thing. So why can't we use exquisite in this sentence? Luxembourg is a exquisite country. Why wouldn't that one be possible? Also, Avengers is a awful movie. This one is not possible for the same reason that this one is not possible. Okay, I'll tell you guys, if we are using exquisite, it would be un. If we are using awful, it would be un. So those adjectives are very good. We would just have to change the sentence a little bit. So Avengers is an awful movie. Luxembourg is an exquisite country. Hello, Guli. And Luxembourg is a beautiful country. Very good. And strong. Abdullahi, which number is this? Number 1 to 5? Very, very good, Anna Maria. Criminals are diabolical people. Very lovely. Luxembourg is a glorious country. Very nice. And Layla also says glorious. Yeah. on exquisite. Now, what I was thinking about with Luxembourg, if you've ever seen this on a map of Europe, you might not notice it. So I was thinking Luxembourg is a tiny country as well, or yeah, something like that. But some great words there, guys. I think everything here is good. Lavanya, number 3. Good. No, we're not allowed to use good, but wonderful would be excellent. Criminals are dreadful people. Excellent, Layla and Mirnawati. Lavanya, the views in Bali are stunning. Okay. Guli, Costa Rica here. I guess is my first time on live stream. Thanks. Well, welcome to the live stream, Guli. If you wish, you can come to the future live streams. Also, please check the link in the video description, Guli. There is a WhatsApp group website. You can check out that and join the WhatsApp group as well, and we can let you know when there will be more live streams. Abdullahi, small. No, I did tell you, you cannot use good, bad, big, small, or beautiful. This word here would be diminutive. So not diminute, diminutive. IVE at the end. His hands are strong. Okay. Let's everybody look at 5 more. So again, put the number and then write your word beside that. So we've got Canada is a something country. Ants are something animals. Prague is a something city. Heavy rain is something. Reading every day is a something way to practice English. So let's write your words in the spaces. Put them in the chat just now. Anna Maria is saying Canada is a vast country. Excellent, Anna Maria. Layla, Canada is a massive country. Very good. Mirnawati, Canada is a large country. Nice. Ants are tiny animals. Excellent. Layla also went with tiny. Very good. And Mirnawati, all of you. And I think, to be honest, tiny is the best description for ants. That's a really good word for it. Ants are tiny animals. Anna Maria, Prague is a marvelous city. Very good. Lavanya is going for tiny or little for the ants. Very good. As in, thanks. Gu, as in guitar. Gui. Okay. And Prague is a heavenly city. Oh, no. Yeah, that one's correct. Very good, Layla. Lovely use of the synonym heavenly. Heavy rain is miserable. Yeah, very good use of that word there, Layla. Canada is an amazing country. Yep. So remember, if we're using amazing, we would change "a" to "on." Canada is an amazing country. Reading every day is an excellent way to practice English. Excellent, Anna Maria. So again, we would change "a" to "on" for that. Ants are awful animals. Excellent sentence, Lavanya. So yeah, ants can bite us and cause a lot of discomfort. Layla, reading every day is a marvelous way to practice English. Great. Mirnawati, heavy rain is terrible. Very, very nice. So I think everybody today is getting used to this way. We don't just need to use those simple words There are so many other words out there that we can use. Trying to use them as much as possible shows that you have got a larger vocabulary range. This is how we can impress the examiners and how we can score higher with our lexical resource score on the IELTS test. Heavy rain is awful. Good, Anna Maria. And wonderful. So, Gu is reading every day is a wonderful way to practice English. And oh, reading every day is an agreeable way to practice English. I think that's also a good sentence there. Okay, guys, good stuff. So what I'm going to set you as some homework from today's lesson is I would like you to choose 5 things. They can be anything at all. I want you to write one sentence describing each of those 5 things. I would like you to try to use some of the synonyms you have learned today. Do not just use the commonly used words like big or small or beautiful. I want you to try and use maybe some of the words that either you didn't know or you weren't sure about. So try to use new words that you have learned. That's a great way to memorize vocabulary. Students ask me this a lot of times. How can I memorize vocabulary? And one way to do it is writing sentences using the vocabulary that you have learned. So that's what I'm kind of hoping you can do in today's homework. So you choose the 5 things, write your 5 sentences using some of the newer words that you have learned today. You can post your homework in the comment section of this YouTube video, and I will give you some feedback on your answers, especially if you have used these adjectives correctly. And also, I will correct any sort of small grammar mistakes that I see there. So, that is going to be the homework from this lesson. Before we finish up, I will go through some of the comments. So Abdullahi is saying, teacher, I'm a new student. Are the lessons medium or basic? Well, these live streams are designed for people planning to take the IELTS test. So most of the students here will be intermediate level or above. There will be some basic English as well, but most of the content is aimed at intermediate level and above. Oh, we've got some other answers coming in. For number 9 was terrible. What was number 9 again? Heavy rain is terrible. Yes, Lavanya, I agree with you. Layla's saying, thanks a lot, James, for this lesson. It's an agreeable live class. Thank you very, very much. And number 10, we had great. Oh, no. Salah, number 10. Now, if you wanted to use best, we would have had to change the to the. Reading every day is the best way to practice English. But best is a superlative adjective. Those weren't the words that we were practicing today. That is something we will probably look at in another lesson. Um, Mirnawati is saying, thank you, James. You are our wonderful teacher. How hospitable you are. Well, thank you very much, Mirnawati, for your kind words. So, everyone, I think this is a good point to finish today's live stream. Please remember, you can post your homework in the comments section of the video. Please remember to like the video, and if you haven't already, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, check the video description to find links to our other social media platforms and WhatsApp group. So, everyone, thank you for joining today, and I hope to see you again in another live stream. Okay, everyone. It was a pleasant class, many interesting words. Great, Anna Maria. And everyone, I will see you in the next live stream. Bye for now.